Let me say you something that might sound shocking. Motivation is not your solution, motivation is your problem. If you are constantly waiting for feeling motivated to exercise, eat right, wake up early, or take care of yourself, you are already stuck in dangerous cycle. So today I'll explain why motivation behaves like a disease and what exactly or actually works instead. Right? Namaste, I'm Coach Punir, founder of Fit Parent Lifestyle. We help Indian parents create healthier, happier, and more focused families. Welcome to episode number 66. Why motivation is a disease and not a solution. So the real problem is most parents tell me the same thing. Coach, I know what to do, but I just don't feel motivated. And here is what usually follows, right? Motivation on Mondays, discipline on Tuesdays, and excuses on Thursdays, and guilt on Sundays. This cycle repeats every month, every year. Motivation comes in bursts, maybe after a podcast or a reel or health scare, right? Or a wedding photo or a new resolution. These are where the motivation burst comes in. But the real life doesn't run on bursts. Parenting doesn't wait for mood, right? Or health doesn't pause for emotions. And that's why the motivation quietly becomes a toxic. So earlier in my coaching career journey, I made a mistake. I tried to motivate parents, pep talks, energy boosts, emotional speeches, right? They felt great for a few days. Then reality hit with the kids' work, stress, and fatigue, and the motivation disappeared. That's when I noticed something very important. The parents who transformed were not the most motivated ones. They were the most structured ones. They didn't ask, do I feel like working out today? They asked, what's my non-negotiable today? And that changed everything, right? So here is the hidden truth. Motivation is a emotional dependent, right? Systems are emotionally independent. So motivation requires mood, energy, excitement, and inspiration. But parents don't always have those, right? Life is messy, kids fall sick, work pressure rises, sleep gets disturbed, right? If your fitness depends on motivation, it collapses the moment life applies pressure, right? That's why I call motivation as a disease. It trains you to wait instead of act, right? So here are three practical replacements of motivation that actually works for parents. First is I replace motivation with a minimum standard. Like instead, I'll work out when I feel like. Decide minimum 10 minutes movement daily. Like minimum protein at one meal, right? Minimum bedtime cutoff, right? This minimum standard removes decision fatigue in everything. Like this first step where you replace motivation with a minimum standard, right? Second is replace motivation with identity. Don't say I am trying to get fit. Say I am a fit parent. This is how I live, right? Identity does not wait for a motivation, right? Identity shows up tired, tried or not, right? So third is replace motivation with triggers. Link habits to existing routines. Maybe after brushing, stretch for 5 minutes. After office shutdown, walk. After dinner, no screen. Right. So this kind of maybe linking habits like habit stacking, what we call. If you do, the triggers automate behaviors, right? So no motivation is needed there. So that way, you know what to do after what. So that linking happens. So the motivation these are the three practical replacements you can do for motivation. That is, one is replacing motivation with minimum standard, replacing motivation with identity, replacing motivation with triggers, right? So motivation feels powerful, right? But it makes you weak over time. Discipline feels boring, but it makes you free. Your children don't need a motivated parent. They need a reliable, predictable, calm parent. And that's parent is built through that kind of a parent is built through systems and not emotions, right? So if you're looking for more, join my 21-day Fit Family Challenge, and the link is in the description below. This is Coach Puneet. Get fit, stay calm, and lead your family. Thank you.